an image is 1,000 words, but a word is like a word can be a story. Because what you make of it, because it's instead of like rebirth, it all starts with iteration. So I start off with like a mind map, right? So it's like, what's the vibe? Let's say I don't even know, and I'm like, I want to start a clothing brand. I just like know, I just like trust my brain, I guess. So I would start on Pinterest and be like, what images catch my eye? Well, how do I know what those images are? I just it's some level of just like trust. You like which one once catch your eye, you start to get a collection of pictures. You collect them together, and it's like, what is the consistent thread here, right? And then you start to get an idea, or you're like, you find a word that has meaning to you, like rebirth. Okay, well, what are the synonyms of rebirth? Let's get some visual words. You know how they say an image is like 1,000 words?
Mm-hmm.
When you're reading a book, you're visualizing that story in your head.
Mm-hmm.
When you're watching a movie, it's telling you what to see.
Mm-hmm.
I see that words do the same thing, right? Like an image is 1,000 words, but a word is like a word can be a story. Because what you make of it, because it's instead of having something to tell you what to see, it's at the extent of your imagination. So I played a lot with visual words that can mean a lot of things, right? So that's how I use it to start my creative process. Then from there, I go into sketching and iteration, and you just playing. It's like being a kid. I'm just a kid, like every day. Just like, oh, what if this? What about this? What about this? And I just sketch. I have an iPad, so I use Procreate. I get like a 60-inch by 60-inch page, and I filled that. And I have like
Interesting.
5 of them for Rebirth. So it's like 60. Like they're huge.
So the key is really just, I like what you said, that like remaining like childlike in a way, like letting the creative
Yeah.
process
What
flow.
about this? What if this? You know, it's like same with this. Is like let's try it.
Let's
Like,
try
there's
it.
no
Let's
wrong answer.
mix up and stuff.
Like the biggest thing is like when you're creating, there's no wrong answer. You have to have a phase where there's like no critical, don't criticize yourself, don't critically think, just like do.
Just do it.
Even if it's stupid, it's like just try it because
Mhm.
it'll lead somewhere good.
Mhm.
And so you just keep playing.
So do you have like designated times for like where you like just go into this creative process and just like write stuff down, or is
I
it,
should, but no.
no, you're just kind of like
Yeah.
whenever you
This
feel
is getting more into complex like philosophy and psychology.
Mhm.
Like you have 2 different brains, like the subconscious and your conscious.
Yeah.
So when people get really into their flow, that's like when they're really connected to the subconscious, right?
Oh,
And so when you meditate, that's when you like, it's really complicated, but like that's when you can get like, you know, you get lots of ideas in the shower or at night.
Yeah.
That's like when you're the closest to the subconscious.
Mm.
Like Einstein and a bunch of those. This is actually cool. It's actually really cool.
Yeah.
I tried this and it works, but like they had a theory on like how to get closer to your subconscious. And what they would do is like when they were like trying to figure out something creatively, they would sit down, take a nap, hold keys above a bowl, and when they would fall asleep, they would drop it, hit the bowl, wake them up, and they'd get a ton of ideas.
Wait, so what you're saying is you,
Because you're on the edge, like when you're falling asleep.
okay.
Yeah, so when you're the closest to the subconscious, because you're going to sleep.
So before you fall asleep, the key drops.
Yeah, because it's like your hand is like when you go limp when you go to bed, right?
Yeah.
So what I did was instead of that, I went to bed. I visualized myself writing this paper.
Okay.
And I woke up at 2 a.m. and I like had a great idea and I wrote it down and I got like really good grade on it. And it was for the cinema class that I had no business getting a good grade in, and it works. And it's also with meditation. So if I have whenever I'm doing these really big campaigns and it's like really stressful and I have to get a really good idea. That's not how creativity works, but there's ways of understanding your brain and maximizing and like putting yourself in positions to be creative. And so you have to find what works for you. But there's definitely things like for me, I'll go on a walk, and having things like come by your eyes puts you in the default state. So that's like your brain is like just present, and kind of just I let my brain just wander, and I'll get like some random things will pop into my mind and I'll write it down, and I just let it go, right? And that's when like the greatest ideas come. Same thing with Einstein. So it's people don't really understand, like science doesn't really understand it, but I know it works because I've seen it work.
Mhm.
So I don't know what was
That's
with that.
crazy. That's nice though. I like what you said there when where it's like you have to study, like for example like you studied forgot Virgil, Einstein,